The fascination of video games has become a mania in this country, especially among young people, who are pouring their weekly allowance into these games to the tune of billions of quarters each year. But more than just creating a new industry, they have helped spawn a new form of education, especially among the young, such as these children studying the science of programming computers at a school in New York. It's a fact that kids are becoming very computer conscious. For that reason, it won't be surprising if a new motion picture entitled War Games attracts a great deal of attention, for it deals with kids and computers and presents a rather alarming situation that is not at all impossible. Director John Badham.
I thought that the story was very powerful and said something about possibly one of the most important issues of the 80s, if not the whole of history, dealing with nuclear technology. The fun part of it is that the idea that a 17-year-old computer genius could somehow interface his computer with the Pentagon's defense computer and think he's playing a video game and suddenly almost start World War III.
The rules say that this should never occur, and they have procedures set up to say that it won't occur. But in reality, because people are real, they do things for convenience, because it's a way to get a job done, these holes develop, and somebody could stumble on one.
Matthew Broderick, the film's young star, who is now featured in Neil Simon's new play on Broadway, feels War Games will definitely hit home with today's youth.
For a kid, it would be very easy to see himself or herself in that situation. I mean, it's about a teenager who really gets thrown into the middle of a whole world that people don't really know anything about, that, you know, really exists. And it's a terribly exciting film.
War Games features one of the most technically complex and expensive sets ever produced for a motion picture, built at a cost of over $4.5 million. Working on it was an awesome experience, especially for the film's co-star, Ally Sheedy.
Oh, the first time I walked on it, it wasn't finished yet. I just got cast in the movie, and I went down there, and they said, well, you want to go over and see it? And I went over, and they were building it, and it was huge, and it is an incredible set. I mean, they built computers, and there's screens with the world maps on it, and missiles flying around, and it's got about 5 or 6 million levels to it. It's got 5 or 6 levels to it. People crossing all over and doing their computers and looking at the screens, and it was real. It was terrifying, you know, and it was make-believe, but it wasn't. I mean, it was really there. And now I've gone back down there, and it's not there anymore, you know. But it was so real, and it was.
An extremely realistic film, War Games focuses on the fact that the kids of today are rapidly adapting to this complex age of the computer and very often able to take control.
You know, kids love to be able to do this, to be able to get around technology and outsmart it. And it's certainly fun for the audience when they see it. I mean, they go crazy when you see David Lightman change his biology grade from an F to a C by tapping into the school's computer from home. I mean, it's everybody's fantasy to be able to do that.